Patience. Do you need it? Do you have it? Do you want it? When you have a brain injury, you really need a lot of patience. Not just yourself, but you need others to have patience with you. Welcome to my channel, y'all. I am Astra. Now, if this is something that resonates with you, come sit with me for a while and I'll talk to you about this. Now, I can tell you, I know personally, I am not always a patient individual. So before my brain injury, I was not always a patient individual. But after my brain injury, I know I've developed a lot more patience in a lot of things. And I say this because, for instance, if y'all didn't know, for those of you who are new, I had to learn how to walk, and I had to learn how to talk, and I had to learn how to swallow. My vision was shot, and everything that else that you can think of, I had. Now, I needed to have some patience with myself because I could not walk fast. We used to say that my grandmother, who's passed now, but my grandmother was, I think, 95. I'm looking at 95. She's 95. And I used to say my 95-year-old grandmother can walk faster than me. My baby, when he was young, he could have walked faster than me. I needed to have some patience with myself because I knew where I was. This is where you need it. Not you, I needed to have some patience with myself. I could walk, I could run, I can jog, all these different things before my brain injury. And now, after my MVA, no, that changed. That completely changed. I was unable to do something simple as just walking. Something simple as, oh, I could pick up my bottle and I can put it to my mouth and drink some water. All of these simple little tasks that we take for granted when you don't have a brain injury and you don't have something that is hampering you because of, say, your MV or whatever accident you may have had. You are able to do it before, and now you can't do it now. Or it's not that you can't, you're unable to do it at that particular moment in time. It's hard. And with that hard, you don't want to have patience because you're like, I could have done this before, and you get frustrated. Well, not you, I got frustrated, y'all. Really did, because I say, I knew what I was capable of doing. I knew where I once was, and now where I am in that particular moment in time. Did not want to be there. And the thing is, when you want to have patience with yourself, you want others to have patience with you. For instance, I remember when I went to my doctor, and he's the one that diagnosed me with the brain injury. And I remember I was walking with my sister, and I was walking and I'm holding on to the wall because I was so unsteady. And, I was lightheaded and I was dizzy and I was just everything that you can think of. And I am creeping, taking my time, and I'm holding on to the wall and I couldn't even, and the next thing is I couldn't even put my arm up high. So my hand was low because my shoulders, I could not move my shoulders. So here am I holding on to the wall as I'm walking, and my doctor, he's standing down there and he's just watching me and he's observing me. And there was no look on his face as, I wish this woman would hurry up. Why is she taking so long? And he's watching me patiently as I am coming very slowly. I'm reiterating this again, slowly down the hallway to come to the room. And he's just watching me. I appreciated his patience with me. His face never registered. You know what? Never registered disgust. She needs to hurry up. This is too much time. None of that. He patiently was observing me to see, my word, this is not the same Astra. And it's from him, God bless his soul, that I found out I had a brain injury. Now, when you get patience, when someone gives you, not when you get, but yeah, when you get it, when somebody gives you some patience, you're trying to say something out of your mouth and it's not coming out properly. And they take the time and they'll tell you, oh, just take your time. It's okay. You don't need a rush. Just take your time. Try and think about what it is that you want to say. You appreciate that. My gosh, like the wave of, wow, I really appreciate that kindness of patience that they are giving to me, as opposed to when somebody else is, is this what you mean? And they want to be short with you and all kind of different things. And then whomever you're with has to turn and say, you know what? She's got a brain injury. Just give her a minute, please. And they can be short with that individual who is trying to be short with you. And then the person is going to be, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. You know what? It's like, if we just give some people sometimes. I can tell you, I've been on the phone with people and, you're trying to get the words out. And there's like, okay, just take your time. Do you mean, or they'll sometimes try and fill in for you and they'll say, oh, do you mean such and such and such? And it's easier to say yes or no, And so they have that patience with you. They don't know you from a hole in the ground, but yet they can have that patience and you appreciate that. I can tell you, I appreciated for everyone that took the time and gave me that patience. I truly, truly was very grateful for it, because I know for myself, I was getting, Astra, why can't you just get this? And I know we can be our worst enemy because we can beat up ourselves better than somebody else can do it out there. But the thing is, I had to remember, Astra, just have some patience with yourself. You may not get to the finish line today. It might take you 10 years to get to the finish line, but you're going to get to the finish line. There's a story of the tortoise and the hare. The hare, he was gone. And the tortoise, slowly but surely, the tortoise kept going. The hare is like, I can have a nap. He's taking so long. I went to sleep. And who won? The tortoise. So I had to adapt that kind of mentality of patience for myself, slowly but surely. I can't go fast like that in a race. I gotta take my time. Take my time. And with taking my time, I began to learn a lot of things about myself. I began to learn, okay, Astra, I begin to appreciate myself even more. Because when I stop and I think, sweet Jesus, I have come a long way from where I was when I first started with my brain injury. I've come a long way. I mean, I'm still looking. There's a long way to go. There's still a long way to go, y'all. But I have come to the realization that I have still come a long way. And if I was in a huff and a puff with myself and not having that patience, would I have reached to where I am right now? Or would I be further backwards than where I am right now? And I think that I would have been backwards, really, because with the patience, it gives you a chance and an opportunity to see, okay, it's not working for me this way. Maybe I can try that way and see. Because I can tell y'all, once I began to get, more independence of not needing to be bathed and not needing to be undressed, and I can dress myself. My patience that I had continued on. And it helped me in the sense that I can be more tolerable with myself and not beat up myself. And with that, that's a huge thing. It was a huge thing for me, y'all. It really was. And I appreciate the fact that my patience has grown. My tolerance has grown in the sense of I'm not beating up myself, but I'm appreciating myself. I appreciate what I went through in order to get me to where I am right now. And it's a huge eye opener for me. I can tell you all that. It's a huge eye opener. And I really value and I appreciate patience. I mean, I wasn't impatient kind of individual. I mean, I could be, you go to the store and it's two tills and it's like a massive, huge lineup. I'm not going to sit there and be in a huff and a puff. I would be like, why can't they just open up, a couple more tills so that it can take the pressure off of the person who is behind the till? And, that's what I was stopping to think of, that it would take the pressure off of them. And because, we've all been, if you've ever worked retail, I did, when I was younger. And I was like, when you see that line and it's going so long and it's just one person at the till, and this is the old school days of you have to manually, I'm dating myself now, y'all. You have to manually, okay, you give me 100 and the bill costs $99.58. I need to know I got to give you 42 cents back, or whatever the amount was. So, it takes that, oh my goodness, off of them. And so this is what I would think, like, when I'm in the store, whomever I'm with, I'm like, why can't they just open up the till? Like, open up some more tills, get some more people up here, just to take that flustering and that frustration off of them. And, but I don't sit there and I'm just like, but behind the wheel, that's a different thing. I'm sure a lot of us behind the wheel, because I'm like, why are they doing this? Like, I'm very verbal like that in that sense. I'm like, what? They doing this? Sorry, I'm just going to pause. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Something was going on outside. So I was just like, I'm being nosy. I tell you all, I get distracted easy. But however, coming back to this with the patience, you really appreciate when others gives you patience. Remember to be patient with you. Because as I said, I had to be patient with myself. I had to be patient when I could not do this because I was unable to do these things. I had patience. I had to have patience with myself. Think of it like, with a child. The little child is learning how to do something. They get frustrated. I don't want to do it no more. And what do you do as a parent? You encourage them. And you say, come on, baby, you can do it. Let's try it a different way. Show me something else. Let's move from here and go over to here and see how you like this part of it. Or you come along and you help them and say, okay, you know what, mommy's going to help you here. And, you do these things. You have that patience with your baby. And so you're that baby now. So you gotta have patience with you. And that's what I learned. And see, my mother is telling me too about patience, and it's the truth. You've got to have patience with you. You don't have to, because I can't tell you have to, but it's a good idea to have patience for yourself, because with that patience, it's going to help you to be able to go forward. Because there's going to be a lot of times, y'all, because I've had a lot of times where, you take one step forward. Well, I'm doing 3 or 4. You take some steps forward. Let's say you take some steps forward. Now, all of a sudden, you even go back further than where you were starting from. And if you look at it, okay, I was able to go forward. Yes, I slid backwards, but let's see if I can even do part way up, So give yourself that patience, that if you went forward and you slipped back a little bit, don't beat yourself up. Be like, okay, I know how I did in order to move forward, so let me try it again. So just to give you all some words of encouragement: patience, 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 and patience some more. That's all I can encourage y'all on. And, my thing of journal. Write it down. Oh, I felt, because I was unable to, or, today I had some patience with myself. And you're going to see I'm trying to think of the word, the rewards of when you journal and you're able to go back and you can see what you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy, y'all. Because I know I was so happy because when I see what I was doing, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and now I see that what I'm doing better than I did at da-da-da-da-da-da, you're going to feel so good. So anyways, I would kindly remind y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell. Let me know if this is something that has happened to you. You've come across this. And what did you do when, your patience either fell through or you realize my patience kicked in and I was able to continue on? Let me know which way it went. Comment, let me know. I'm curious to know. So I shall take my leave now, y'all. And please remember to journal. I cannot encourage you enough about journaling. Journal. and journal some more, because this way you have a record of all the things that you have been going through. Because trust me, with my brain injury, I don't remember. And when I look back, I was like, what? And this is what I was doing. This is what I was saying. I see how I was stuttering even in my writing. Like my brain was in a glitch and I'm stuck here like this before I begin to move on in my other sentences. I'm flabbergasted by all of these things. And so you will be flabbergasted by all these things, because when you look back 6 months, a year, or 10 years, or however long it's been, you're going to see how you have progressed. Even if it's just little baby steps that you have gone forward, you will see, wow, I have progressed. My patience, that's our word for the day. My patience has grown too as well. So anyways, I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. I'm going to take my leave now, for real. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember, take care. And with that, I'll tell y'all bye.